Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play some Crusader Kings II, the Horse Lords. I don't have a name for this campaign yet. Maybe we'll just call it the Horse Lords. I don't know. We're the Magyar. Let's zoom in. I don't know how we came so far afield. But here we are. This is us. There we go. This is all of us. This was just... Oh, that's our claim. I don't even remember what shortcut key I used to get there, but I hit a shortcut key somewhere along the way, and that took us there. So, anyway, we're the Magyar. This is all of us. The two clans together. Last episode, we got married. Let's actually get married. We're running the game. It's going very, very slowly, but that's okay. Prefer to play up on speed 3 here, just to get some stuff done. No wife for me? What's up with that? There it is. Alright, so we have gotten married. Urga and Kagan Yenu have gotten married. We can collect a royal aid, sure it's everyone's concern to give us money, or we could take the prestige. Prestige is far more important right now than 10 ducats. So thank you for that. We are now allied to them. We let it tick one more time. We'll actually show a wife. We filled the ambition to get married, and now we need to pick a new ambition. So what's our new ambition going to be? Wow, not a lot of choices. Have a daughter? Because I already have a son, so let's have a daughter, and that should actually hopefully get us some more sons along the way as well. We didn't talk about our sons. We do have 2 sons. I have Desjo, Genofi, which probably means son of Geno. He is currently being trained by my marshal, who doesn't like me, which is not always a good thing of people who are trying to, train my kids. Ideally, we would like to do this ourselves, especially since he is our heir. Essentially, the guardian gets to make a number of choices about the kids. So what I would like to do, I would like to educate this child myself. And it's going to piss some people off, but oh well. I would like to do this myself, please. Thank you. He's probably not going to be my marshal for much longer anyway. But I want to educate my son so that way I can kind of try and guide these stats a little bit and get better traits. So he's charitable, which is good, but envious, which is bad. So we'll try and, mold him a little bit. He's nomadic. Very nice. I like the horse. He does have a sibling who's my other son. You can keep... the court chaplain, yeah, you can keep training him, that's fine, although he's proud now. So you look at here and you look to see what stats they have, but the important thing is this, is the training. So he is much more likely, he being my son, to become an intricate web weaver than anything else. But it is possible there's a decreasing percentage chance that he could go 1 up, 1 down, or 2 down or 2 up, depending on how it goes. And a very, very rare chance he could actually have a different education type than this intrigue education. But that would be very, very rare. Alright, so I've got my wife, which is very nice. What is her ambition? She doesn't have one yet, but she'll get one eventually. And then, we'll go from there. She does have 1 brother. So if we kill him off, then we inherit. Not that I would anticipate doing that, but... accidents happen. If you've never played this game, by the way, I'm going to apologize in advance because there is a lot of killing, there's a lot of death, and a lot of intrigue, a lot of poison. All these things get flown around. You will kill children. It's just going to happen. So you have to kind of become okay with that and be able to understand that this is just a game. I do not condone killing of children in real life, but in Crusader Kings II, sometimes it's necessary. Okay, so you can see my wife has arrived at my court. So anyone within my court is here. These are all the people that live in my court. Some of them may be landed, some of them may not be. But this is who I've got. So they are all actually here in my capital hanging out with me. These are my allies, right? So my clan, one of my clans is a nomadic vassal, so he counts as an ally. Based on the way they did this system, you have to have an ally in order to call people into war. And then my father-in-law is the Kagan of this place, and so he'd probably come in if we had a war as well. If I had any courtiers who are currently abroad, which will happen for my type, because we send our sons off to form mercenary bands and all this types of stuff, so that'll happen. And then these are all the relationships I've had. Any friends, any rivals, any lovers, any marriage ties, which reminds me I need to get some concubines. So we'll get all that going. Alright. First, let's take a look at our council. Is everyone doing what's... Holy smokes, I'm not going to replace him. I need to make him like me a little bit better. So I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. The higher the stats, the better, right? And each of them have different things to do. So I can improve clan sentiment. So the only other clan is here. So it's the only place I can improve clan sentiment. I can improve diplomatic relations, which I can improve everywhere except in my own realm, which makes sense. Or I can sow dissent. Well, we want the clans to like us, so we're going to improve clan sentiment over here. because the better the clans like us, the better things will be. Here, we could suppress revolts, which I'm not really that worried about, or we could train warriors, which is much more important because it increases our manpower growth, or we can gain some more tech, but really, honestly, it's all about we need people off the get. So, a steward here, we can collect a tribute, so we could get potential extra contributions in the vassals. We could oversee construction, which if we were building stuff, it would be cheaper, or we could research economy tech. For him, we're actually it's important to spread economy tech. The spy master can scheme, which is discover plots, or to build a spy network to do various things at home. But honestly, again, the most important part, we want to study technology, and the Byzantine Empire is usually a place to do that. And then finally, we have our court chaplain who can proselytize to try and convert people to our religion, but everybody here loves us already. Research culture tech, or improve religious relations with different shamans in different areas, but these are the only places that we can do. So let's just research more technology. That's probably going to be the best thing that we do here. Are these guys the best? Actually, I should have looked at that. Yes, sadly. How about you? Because the stewardship is really important. Yeah, we don't have really great advisors in the Magyar, which is a bummer. And this is how you can get to the minor title screen. What do our laws look like? We have normal feudal levies, which really doesn't matter because we don't have any feudal vassals right now. Same thing with the taxation. Same thing, we don't have any cities, we don't have any churches. It's all about the tribal. Tribal levies are normal, which is, we're not going to raise levies off of these guys anyway. Because we're nomad. This would be like if we took over or subjugated a Norse realm, then they could provide tribal levies. Same thing with tribal taxation. None of these laws work with us. We always have agnatic nomad succession. So it's the son or brother with the most prestige normally will inherit, but prestigious clan leaders also stand a chance if their population is bigger than the Khagans. Wrong culture characters are disqualified and adults have precedence over children, but children can inherit. If the Khagan's primary heir is still a child, the Khaganate is lost to one of the clan chiefs. So that's why we have title loss on succession right now. Clan chiefs with more prestige than the heir get claims on the Khaganate. Only males can inherit. So my heir right now is the other clan chief because my son is only 11. When he comes of age, it'll be his. Technology, that's how we can actually improve different things. Anytime you see these wheels moving, that means that technology is spreading on its own. I don't have to invest in it. So that normally means that neighbors are ahead of time, or ahead of me in that sort of thing. We can't have any trade posts. Darn. This is our military. This is where we would call people to war. We can't call anyone to war because we're not at war. So these are my vassals. It's got 874 troops in total, but I'm not going to call him in with the normal vassal mechanic. Ooh, he doesn't like me. Yeah, let's hope this sentiment comes up because that's bad. It's short range for the most part. We can get rid of that. That's not as big of a deal. Here you can hire mercenaries if we need to hire mercenaries. Mercenaries are relatively expensive for us, actually. Sometimes you can find some that are 70, 75, but not now. The Horde is where we're going to do all of our magic. This is where the magic happens. So we have a 2,000 limit. So it's limited by our manpower. If you played CK2 in the past, this is very similar to the retinue system. We actually have a standing army. Which if you play EU4, well, of course you have a standing army. But in this game, that's not common. Unless you had a retinue. Well, now, for us, it is common. The Horde will be here regardless, and it's based on our manpower. So right now, we're fulfilling 1,000 of that. We have 850 available manpower. Anytime I want to click this button, it's going to cost me a certain amount of manpower. It's going to cost me a certain amount of money and or prestige. Now, as luck would have it, it's always, well, it's not, oh, yeah, it is always 250 manpower. So I can make 3 of these, actually, if I really wanted to. Horse archers, nothing but horse archers, costs a lot of money. I could have light cav and heavy cav, costs a lot of money. Or I could have some light cav and some heavy cav, some light cav and some horse archers, which is probably the one I'm going to do, and different ratios. So I could have more horse archers, which I think is the smarter idea, honestly, because I think they're better. And it won't let me hover over to figure that out. Okay, I thought you could. And then we could spend prestige. So by spending 10 prestige, we can get 250 light cav by themselves. So, there's some benefit to that. So we got 150 prestige. I feel like we're going to do this to get one of those. We're going to do this to spend some money to get, actually, 75 gets me 250 more of those. That's tempting. We want to have some money in the bank, though. So let's just go with 100 horse archers. We want the heavy cav. Let's get some heavy cav. And then we'll do 25 and just kind of fill this in. So those are the 3. This takes me up to 1375. I don't know why it doesn't take 250. Oh, because it takes half. And then you have to build up. So you notice I didn't get the full allotment. I just got some of it. And then it builds itself up over time. So we just go with that. That's fine for now. It does cost us some to reinforce, but we want a good standing army. Intrigue, this is a place where we can plot. Right now we can plot to kill a bunch of people. We can also revoke some clans, but we don't really care about any of that business. Here we can promote a commander, so this is just getting somebody who becomes an instant commander, which could be okay. We could invite holy men to get better people that are geared towards learning. We can invite a noble, which is a steward, which probably would be a good thing. Honestly, we could use one. Present a debutante, which is the ladies. We have to. We have to choose a warhorse. Good thing I saved enough money. So we're going to choose a warhorse. We go out into the herd to choose a strong and powerful warhorse. You look around with expert eyes and eventually spot a steed that stands out from the rest. It is strong and has a powerful bearing. As you mount your new steed, you feel certain you have made the right choice. All that remains now is to give it a suitable name. Which shall it be? So we can call it Dragon, Sky, Arrow, or Lightning. All of these things give impressive warhorse, which gives me monthly prestige plus 5. I suspect, depending on the name I give it, certain events will happen. I kind of feel like Dragon would be the best one, but Lightning is kind of tempting as well. This is kind of why I should be able to start streaming on Twitch, because then I could pick one and there you go. But we're going to go with Dragon. We can hold war games eventually when we have money, which gives us more prestige, and obviously things will happen. And then that's it. Those are our decisions we can take right now. Factions, we have no factions, which is good. Factions are bad. We don't want to have factions against us. And here's our religion. The moral authority is very, very low, which is not surprising. We are Tengri, and we have these holy sites. If we were to control temples in these holy sites in a certain percentage, we could actually reform the faith. So in order to do that, we have to have at least a moral authority of 50%. We have to control 3 of the Tengri holy sites, and that means there has to be temples in them. We have to have at least 750 piety. If we have all of that, then it'll become an organized religion with the religious head, which would be me. Unless you control the holy sites, doing so requires 50% moral authority and 3. So if we actually had all 5, then you don't need the moral authority. But once you get up that high, you're going to have the moral authority anyway. It does cost piety. Rulers of a reformed pagan can use holy wars once holy wars become about, because they don't start at 769. Most succession laws will come on there. There's no more prestige laws when we're at peace, but that does mean that the vassals will not like it when we're raised for war. And there's less trouble with independent-minded vassals. They lose the defensive supply limit penalty for religious enemies in their territory, and vassals get upset if you have levies raised for too long. So it might be worth it, but there's no real reason to do that. As a Tengri faith, our levy side is plus 30%, and the light cavalry attack and defense is raised as well. So light cavalry are very, very good. Now let's talk about this new alliance here. This is the clan system. So between the two of us, we have 16,738. So he has 738 in his realm. There are 2 clans out of a possible 2 clans. The maximum number of clans is 1 plus 9/5. Nomadic counties in realm versus desired counties per clan. So the bigger we get, the more clans we can have. Clan land demand is none. So if we have too much land in the other clans, then they are upset. Which we don't want. Alright, so this guy, the sentiment against us is not great, but we are improving it. That's what we sent one of our advisors to go do. And we can see their manpower, and we can see their provinces and all that business. If we had a blood feud or something like that, then we could do that. This is what we think of him. Alright. And there you have it. That's what we got going for us right now. Let's just play and see what happens. Anything up here is considered a high priority message. It will pop out. Anything here just gets, like, logged. So we've got all these guys. Let's group them together. Excellent. That hotkey is still the same. I'm leading troops, which is a horrible idea because my martial skill is very, very low. So I would like to actually appoint some commanders. We need some better commanders. So we're going to appoint you. You're the court chaplain, actually. So I don't want to do that. You're the chancellor, the spy master, the steward. The only commanders I can do are my people. That makes me sad. Alright, so this is one of the things I talked about. Because we are now the guardian, we are learning about them things. So, I fear my son Dresjo is too cynical for his age. So I could choose he's clear-sighted, so he will gain cynical. And then he'll like me better for 2 years. Or I can say, with nothing the strap won't cure, and get rid of cynical. Well, cynical is piety loss and all those things. Cynical is not good. I don't want him to be cynical. I'm cynical enough for the both of us. Do I have another commander I could put in charge? No. So this is why I need commanders. So can a commander hold a minor title? They can hold other minor titles. Why not that one? So let's give him a minor title. We are going to say that you are one. And hopefully you're still my guy. And then you will be one as well. And there are some benefits to leading troops. I don't want them. An honorable mention. My trusted Chancellor Gimat reports success from the clan of Tarjan. Their leaders now like me a lot better. Excellent. So their opinion goes up by 20 for 5 years. We're just going to keep them there because I only have the one clan. Alright, you, sir, are no longer in the lead. It's now going to be these... I still can't... I can only pick these 2 people. That's very disappointing. Why did I just name them commanders if I can't have them command my troops? Do I have them toggled off? No, they can lead armies. No idea. Maybe because they're busy doing other things. Which is fine. So this is just my technology advancing, which actually does not need to be a high priority. I cannot remember how to change that. Kind of annoying. There was a way that you could select it, and then it would stop doing that. I'll go away. There's war already. My Khan has declared the Tarjan conquest of these other people on Khazaria. So we're at war with Khazaria already. But he didn't call me in, so technically I'm not. Which is very, very bizarre. I feel like this is a bad idea. Because this is us, and we are losing very, very badly. One of the nice things about this is whatever you declare war on, like if you lose, in EU4, they could take a whole bunch of your stuff. But in CK2, they can't do that. They can only fight over what the cause of war is. So if you declare war and lose, the worst that happens is you lose some prestige. And sometimes gold. Whereas in EU4, you could lose your whole country. If they had enough war score. You should have called me in, buddy. I'd have helped. But, alas... So notice this is the other thing, right? He immediately... Oh, good lord. Stack wipe. Brutal. They immediately siege down these holdings because there's no holdings. But then as soon as you move, that's it. This is the only one that has any sort of defensive whatever. We should go looting. I need some money. Can I loot you? Oh, you're Tengri, so you're not... Ah, I can loot you guys. Let's go looting. La-di-da. So by just moving here, I'm going to piss off the people of Kiev. And hopefully there's not a lot of them. But we're going to try and take their loot. Just to gain some money for the treasury. I have to play at speed 4. Speed 3 is a little slow. We've already played a year. You're just throwing men at this problem. It's not good for me. So, I'm going to pop in here. We're going to see how big their army is sitting here. Oh, their army's not sitting here. This is good. So we're just going to take some loot. We're just looting. So right here we can see we're looting. This province can be looted for 0.84 every 4 days. This is split between all looting units, which is only me, so we're currently looting the whole thing. There is a bar here. Shortcut is C. Oh, that's not the one I meant to hit. Oh, that's bad. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I hit the wrong button. This is bad. That's okay. So we just lost a bunch of people. I wanted to hit this shortcut, which is Z. So you can see this. So this is our loot. We will get people back. We will recover. There is manpower recovery, but boy, that just really made us weak. We're probably going to be destroyed. What a great first chance. No, it'll be fine. So we've looted up to here. If we want to get... war has been declared by Volhynia. Where are you? Go to location. See, this is what I was talking about. This is bad. It's these guys. I have weakened myself, so I don't know what we're going to war over, but okay, we're going to war. So be it. We will take care of that next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button, consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated to everything that's happening. And until next time, cheers.